I'll be very glad to vote for that tonight and commend the bill to the Chamber. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms Maguire. And I call Joe Fitzpatrick to be followed briefly by Gillian Martin. Mr Fitzpatrick.
Thank you, Presiding Officer. I'm delighted that Scotland is set to become the first country in the United Kingdom to directly incorporate the UN Convention on the Rights of the Child into domestic law. It's crucial that we, as MSPs, engage with and listen to young people. The Committee and the Scottish Government have both sought to ensure that the voices of children are heard throughout the bill process. Earlier this year, I met virtually with Dundee's Scottish Youth Parliament representatives, and I'd like to share with you some of their thoughts about the importance of this bill for Scotland's children. Revati Campbell, MSYP for Dundee West, told me a human rights-based approach has the fundamental principles of participation, accountability, non-discrimination, empowerment and legality. The UNCRC incorporation will be instrumental in ensuring that these values are upheld in all political architecture concerning children and young people's rights. Through a leading piece of legislation that goes further than any other country, Scotland will be a beacon to the rest of the international community on respecting and upholding the rights of children and young people. She says it is crucial that the UNCRC reaches those from all communities and hubs, not just those engaging in certain environments. Our hope is that this will have a ripple effect on culture surrounding children and young people's rights. Salmaan Ismail, MSYP for Dundee East, told me that there are so many articles in the UNCRC bill that ensure every child is protected and offered the best and most optimistic route in life, but the one closest to his heart is Article 2, the Non-Discrimination Act, where every child must not be judged based on their skin colour, gender, religion, language or their family background. Lucy Angus, who's also MSYP for Dundee East, told me that full incorporation of the UNCRC is absolutely crucial for Scotland's young people. She said that the COVID-19 pandemic has created unprecedented challenges, particularly for young people, and that this bill ensures that we are not put in detriment and our rights are protected during this time and in the future. I also heard from Imaan Hussain, Dundee West's newest MSYP, who's just come into post this month. Imaan told me that as a young 14-year-old, she thinks that this is an important step. The law will help with the aim of the Scottish Government to protect and values the rights of children and young people in Scotland. This meets the desire for Scotland to be the best place in the world to grow up. She says the bill has a human rights approach, which is an important step, as it's not just talking about it, but actually legal action which demonstrates to young people that the government values their life, liberty, quality, education rights, and most importantly, their opinions. She says this feels like a more instrumental change and shows the people in charge are listening. Scotland can be an international leader in children's rights, she says. Adults can learn a lot from young people. Presiding Officer, I'm sure that members will agree with Imaan, but we do indeed have a great deal to learn from our young people and that we must keep listening to them. I'm very grateful to Imaan, Revati, Lucy and Salmaan sharing their thoughts on the bill with me in order that I could share them with you to ensure that the voices of young Dundonians are heard here in our national parliament. The bill will put power into the hands of our children and young people and reaffirms our commitment to make Scotland the very best place in the world to grow up. Thank you, Presiding Officer.
Thank you very much. And I call Gillian Martin, then move to closing speeches. Ms Martin.